okay? I go, you know what? I was never a big Suits fan. I never watched it online. The Meghan Markle and all the major players and actors have no clue. The King went into this thing blind, saying, you know what? Arrow's in it. I'm going to give it a try. I like the actor. And you know what? He does roles that he's very interested and passionate about. So the King goes, you know what? I'm going to check it out and see what the big deal is, the hype, okay? The first episode was on February 23rd, and then the last week's March 1st, and then the new ones usually drop on Sundays. So tomorrow, the new one's going to drop. But, you know, I'm caught up to the point there for the first 2 episodes. You know, it's on normal TV. And I can honestly tell you, it's a spin-off series. I liked it. I didn't expect to like it because I wasn't too fond of the other one. Like, it wasn't on my radar to go watch it because I could care less about Suits. This show, I was interested in. Maybe it's more because of Stephen Amell. That's why. But no. The other actors who are involved are phenomenal. Like, every single actor that you see on screen is interesting. You can latch yourself to anybody. Boom. And I like this whole, maybe they got it from Arrow, flashing backwards to where he was in New York and kind of like what happened for him to end up in LA. You know, I'm not going to ruin it too much, guys. Don't worry. I'm not going to spoil a lot. But Stephen Amell's character goes through something tragic back in, I want to say 2010 or something. It was like recent for him to cause him to move to LA. He was like, kind of like, I don't know if he was a district attorney or something like that. And he was protecting someone at a house that's going to testify against some mobsters. And then shit blows up and goes south. But that wasn't what ends up having him go. That was one of the things. And then to have the witness die in the hospital, and they're kind of trying to cover it up to trying to get somebody else to take the place, which we found out in the second episode. He got the person who was responsible, who bombed the place and killed that guy, kind of tricked him into thinking that this guy's still alive and he's going to rat him out. So when he was in the interrogation room with the lawyer, they tricked him in order to do what he wanted to do so they can get him to testify. But we didn't find out after that point. He kicked his lawyer out and he goes, what do you want me to do? And that's how we got there. And the partner that he had in New York, he ends up calling for a recent case that he's going through now. There's a guy he's representing because he's kind of like a sports agent / lawyer firm kind of thing. His buddy in episode 1, who he thought he could trust, that he could sign off and let someone else buy into the company and kind of give him a little bit more breathing space so he can do what he really wants to do. Bought him out, kicked him out, took half his people, and went to another firm to start another company. So I don't know if that's how the premises of the show is, that you're close with somebody, you can't trust them, you get backstab, and then you're competing against each other. And that's what it pretty much is. So you got people who are loyal to either guy or him, leaving to go work there because he can't give him what he wants to, and he kind of comes out as like a prick, pardon the language. But he does it in a way that you get where he's coming from, but then it's a full circle moment there. So people who you thought that would go to the other guy ends up staying with him. And then you find out in the first episode too, which was good. They got me. I can tell you right now, he has a mentally challenged brother. Because when they did the flashbacks, you see him, you know, hanging out with his brother, having a good time, going to the baseball game. And then they flash forward to when his father, because he had a falling out with his father for some reason. You could see in the first episode. And they kind of split. They went their own ways. He was disappointed in him or something like that. And he pretty much says, F you, I'm going to do what I'm going to do kind of thing. And I'm telling you, the way the flashbacks was with the present day, it had his brother with him. This is how they get you here. So he goes to see his father. And this is where everything clicks in because they did such a good job of, you know, making you believe that his brother is there living with him because he talks to him like as the present tense, not past tense to kind of say, okay, whatever. It's not until he goes to see his dying father, who she didn't want to see, to kind of like forgive himself, not forgive him for how he got treated. He's going to die alone in the hospital. He's having this chat with him. And he reveals like earlier that it was, you know, his brother, you let him die or something happened tragically to his brother in order to save him. And that was the kind of like the wrong thing to do. So it's pretty much like, screw you. And you walked out kind of thing. You find out his mother died too. That's why he moved to LA. So that was the tragic moment that something happened with his brother. I think the flashback moment was with him at the baseball game, and they were having a good time, and baseball was his thing. And then he kind of remembered that, whether it was an anniversary of him dealing with his father and whatever, and everybody going like everything going pretty much falling apart on him. He decides to stay home on his couch, and he says, "Aren't you going to work?" His brother asks him, and he goes, "No." He goes, "I'm just going to spend the day with you." And I'm like, okay. His brother is alive, because there was a picture of him and whatever, and because they looked like the same age. So the king's like, what the hell? And then right near the end, someone had called him or whatever, and he ends up kind of turning his head or closing his eyes, and then all of a sudden his brother's not there no more. And I'm like, damn, he's dead. And that's how it kind of sparked. That was the first episode. I was like, blew my mind. I'm like, are you kidding me? So they got drama, actors, and whatever. The second episode had Victoria Justice. It was like an actress who wanted to get let her out of her contract from Warner Brothers. And then you had the two firms and the two people who used to work with each other, kind of like playing against each other script-wise and stuff. Meanwhile, you got Stephen Amell, who's defending this producer guy who seems like he's a scumbag, that he originally told him to go with the guy who left the firm to go let him represent him, and he was going there. And then he ends up getting him back because he needs clients to be okay. And from there is where the mess is like, whoa. And then he's trying to defend him. Then he gets his buddy back from New York to come with him to kind of figure out stuff about him. You got another lawyer that something happened with her, with the new district attorney that's going after him while they're fighting the case. They have some beef, and she's by herself down there. So that could be his new love interest, I think. So you kind of get stuff revealed between them, some drama. Because she comes back all the time giving a plea deal and offer to this guy. He's not who you think he is, blah, blah, blah. And the more and more you learn that this guy's lying to Stephen Amell's character over and over, and then you kind of find out, like, did he kill? And maybe he found out that this guy who he was murdered, that supposedly shot his own head off. Sorry about that, guys. I don't want to reveal that. Not something like to say either. Killed himself. Apparently, he found out that his wife or somebody was sleeping with that guy, and that was, motive. They didn't have motive. The only other motive they had before is that he was taking money from him, and he found out about it. So maybe there was a confrontation about that. But then you find out that he was also taking the money he was making, and he paid slowly through another means or something like that. But this was the last straw, and he's like, "What the hell's going on?" That's when the district attorney reveals that to him, throws it in that, and she runs into the other actress, the other actor who was down there in his building but doesn't have anything to do with his firm, saying, "You know what? If you're going to be involved in this case, maybe she's going to start helping so-and-so, Stephen Amell's character." So I'm telling you, with all the plot twists, turns, and whatever, and things going on, my God, it looks crazy. So if this is how this is, I can only imagine how Suits is and all the hype there. So now I'm wondering, does the king, after you watch this, does he go revisit the originals? Because I know there'll be some main actors coming and showing up and stuff, and characters that might be coming later in the season. But it's good. Like, it's good for me to keep on watching. And I never said, because I'm not into this crime, drama, lawyer stuff like that. No. Especially Suits. I'm like, you kidding me? But it gets you enough from different angles and different characters that makes you want to watch it. And I'm like, yeah, thumbs up. So I don't know. That's my first 2 episodes review on Suits LA, starring Stephen Amell and a whole bunch of other amazing actors. Go in the comment section below. Let the king know your thoughts. Are you watching it? You like it? I know a lot of people have been bashing on it online. And I can tell you, I don't know what the hell for. Maybe because I'm naive going into this, that I'm not as sensitive as maybe some of you guys are who watch the original. Remember, it's not going to be the same. For me, I always say this. I want it to be as good. At least, not better. Doesn't have to be as good so I can watch the damn thing. And for me, they got me. NBC, cable TV, you got me. Stephen Amell, that's it. I'm sold, right? So I was pleasantly surprised on that. So that's the review on Suits LA. All right, guys. Now, this is the big boy. I want to